10 countries are stepping back from US travel. What's really going on? Imagine arriving at the airport, passport in hand, only to be told you can't board, not because of something you've done, but because of where you're going. Across the globe, countries are quietly advising their citizens. Think twice before traveling to the United States. Long-standing allies are raising travel advisories, cancellations are climbing, and travelers who once flocked to Times Square or Miami Beach are now disappearing. Is this just politics, or is something deeper at play? Number 10, Ireland. Ireland, once seen as a strong economic success story, now faces mounting internal pressure that's altering travel habits. In 2025, Dublin is one of the least affordable cities in Europe, with one-bedroom rents soaring past €2,000 and vacancy rates under 1%. But there's more. Ireland's booming tech economy is starting to wobble. Major companies are trimming staff amid EU tax reforms and global market shifts. As young Irish professionals leave in search of stability abroad, travel to the US is being rethought. Rising healthcare costs and safety concerns in America only accelerate that hesitation. Number 9, Portugal. Portugal is facing a unique kind of fallout. While it has become a haven for American digital nomads and expats, the surge is pricing out locals. Real estate prices in Lisbon have skyrocketed to nearly 8 times the median Portuguese salary. Young people are being forced out of cities, and the national mood is shifting, with resentment growing over the economic imbalance created in part by American relocation. Portugal's foreign ministry has started discouraging long-haul travel, including to the US, to keep more spending local and reduce dependency on uncertain destinations. Number 8, Belgium. Belgium is now among the loudest critics of US travel, citing a range of safety concerns. In particular, increased gun violence and reports of racial profiling at airports have alarmed the Belgian public. In 2025, Belgium recorded a 30% drop in travel interest to the United States. And it's not just about crime. There's deep anxiety about ending up in a US hospital uninsured, given America's unpredictable and expensive healthcare system. Belgian tourists contributed nearly $1.2 billion to the American economy in 2023, but that figure is now projected to fall below $800 million. Number 7, Netherlands. Known for its well-traveled citizens, the Netherlands is making a deliberate pivot away from US destinations. Since late 2024, Dutch bookings to the United States have plunged by more than 25%. The Dutch Foreign Ministry updated its advisory citing surging crime, confusing airport experiences, and healthcare access issues. Dutch families who once visited places like Orlando or New York in droves are now opting for safer, more stable destinations. The loss in tourism dollars is significant. $2 billion spent by Dutch travelers in 2023 is expected to drop drastically in 2025. Number 6, United Kingdom. Even the United Kingdom, arguably America's closest ally, is starting to pull back. In early 2025, the UK's Foreign Office issued updated guidance urging increased caution for those traveling to the US. Concerns include violent crime, political instability, and difficulty accessing emergency healthcare. Travel bookings from the UK have declined nearly 15% since January, and British media has amplified the issue by reporting numerous incidents of travelers facing visa complications and entry denial. With UK tourists contributing nearly $5 billion to the US economy in 2023, this trend is financially impactful. Number 5, Finland. Even Finland, the world's happiest country, is growing uneasy about travel to the United States. In 2025, Finland's foreign ministry cited increasing risks: gun violence, limited healthcare access, and long immigration delays. Since the warning, Finnish group tours to the US have been slashed, with itineraries shifting to destinations like Portugal, South Korea, and the UK. Travel bookings are down 20%, and over $300 million in expected tourism dollars is slipping away. For a country that once viewed the US as an aspirational destination, this shift is telling. Number 4, Germany. Germany, Europe's largest economy, is scaling back travel to the US in a big way. Travel numbers dropped 22% since late 2024, and tour operators are now prioritizing destinations such as Japan and the Balkans. The German Foreign Office updated its advisory in February 2025, warning of gun violence, visa confusion, and a rise in civil unrest. German tourists spent over $5 billion in the US in 2023, but as airlines slash routes and families opt for safer choices, this lucrative stream is slowing rapidly. Number 3, Denmark. In a significant move, Denmark has warned that the United States may no longer be safe, particularly for transgender citizens. In March 2025, the Danish government revised its advisory to address discriminatory policies at U.S. borders, especially targeting travelers whose passport gender markers don't match their appearance. For a country that champions human rights, this is more than policy, it's personal. Danish tourism to the U.S. is down sharply, with over 250,000 annual visitors now being redirected to friendlier destinations, stripping away millions in tourism revenue. Number 2, Canada. Canada, America's closest neighbor, isn't standing idly by. In April 2025, Ottawa introduced a new rule requiring Canadians staying over 30 days in the U.S. to register online. This quiet but serious policy has caused panic among frequent travelers and snowbirds. Already, visits to the U.S. from Canada have dropped over 30% at some crossings. Paperwork delays, increasing border tensions, and a general feeling of mistrust have all contributed. With Canadian travelers historically pumping billions into U.S. tourism, this decline is deeply felt across states like Florida, New York, and Arizona. Number 1, France. France, historically a top source of U.S.-bound tourists, has hit the brakes hard. In March 2025, the French government updated its travel advisory, spotlighting unpredictable airport detentions and confusing visa rules. Even French citizens with proper documentation have been detained or turned away. The fear is no longer abstract, it's real. French tourists spent more than $7 billion in the US last year, but that number is expected to tumble. The perception is shifting. America is no longer the friendly destination it once was, but a place fraught with uncertainty and risk. These aren't isolated warnings, they form a pattern. Nations across the globe are reevaluating their relationship with the United States, not just diplomatically, but personally. Travel advisories are rising, tourism is shrinking, and trust is eroding. If this trend continues, the United States won't just lose visitors, it may lose its place in the global imagination as a beacon of opportunity and safety. If this opened your eyes, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Help us keep uncovering the stories others overlook. The next video might reveal a crisis unfolding right where you live.